Bro, Eric told me this yesterday. Eric is one of our partners here, and he pretty much manages everything from a brick and mortar standpoint. He does other things, but he says, yo, his skin is different since he's been here.
Right.
Yeah, he said when you came in, he said your eyes.
I'm glowing, huh? I appreciate it.
My life was so for real. Family on the slope for real. Had me doing dirt. We can't afford to get no soap for real. My mama out here working, still struggling. Ain't no hope for real. With no lights and no.
Welcome back to I Am Athlete. Brandon Marshall here, and I have the privilege and the honor to podcast, but I don't love podcasting. What I really love is sitting down with people that I admire, that inspire me, that I respect, that I can learn from, that I maybe even teach something to. In the industry today, right? Like we got to put out so much content, and sometimes we say we got to stick to the schedule, but when you stick to the schedule and you operate that way, then you get out of the art and the creativity of it. And so I'm excited about this one because I'm sitting down with someone that is turned into a friend, someone that I can envision doing so many things with in the future, and that's Rich the Kid. So I appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Thank
you. Yeah, seriously. And, I do want to get into you doing push-ups. Yeah. And why you had to do push-ups, because I feel like our relationship, the relationship that we're, creating is one built with accountability, right? There's been times where I've been late and I had to do push-ups. You've been late, you have to do push-ups, but that's going to take us to a wellness journey. And in this conversation today, I want to start there. I want to start with wellness. I also want to get into music. I also want to hit fashion. I want to hit, sports, right? Like athlete. Your skateboarding journey, all right? We touched a lot already on some of these things, but then there's also with DJ Khaled, talking about your upbringing and your path to this place that you're in now. But before we do that, like, you're Haitian.
Yeah.
And we're down here in South Florida, and there's a huge community down here, bunch of Zoes down here.
Yeah,
everywhere. And so our chef, and what's interesting too is like our team, there's a lot of Zoes on our team. Chris, Herv, our photographer, right, who comes in and blesses us when he can, when his schedule frees up. DJ Khaled from Chicago, actually. And then also Chef Mel. So Chef Mel prepared your favorite dish.
Oh, yeah?
Legume.
Yeah.
Legume. Oui, did I say it right?
Oui, legume.
Right, and Chef Mel is also Haitian.
Yes.
Right, so you guys understand this, and y'all cuisine is turned into my favorite cuisine right now because I have a dear friend, Elvis Dumerville, and I've been eating a lot of it, and I'm like, yo, this is slept on. Right. So Chef, can you explain to the audience what you prepared? Right, because you guys know this is part of y'all culture, and y'all do this every single day, but not for someone like me, Black American. So what is this?
So this is a Haitian dish we have prepared because we know that this is your favorite dish. And here at House of Athlete, we always provide for everyone that comes in. We have our seafood legume. It's with shrimp, and legume is basically just stewed down vegetables, so you can't eat it. And we also have diri blanc, that's white rice, and sauce pois, which is blended up beans.
But she sounds like she's like from Patty. Wow.
18.
Yeah, we're connected. All of us are connected. So
awesome.
I hope I got you a little spoon just to sample if you want to try.
Yeah, right, 100%.
Fire.
And this is for you.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Bon appetit.
Let me try this. Let me see what he's talking about. I'm like, bro, like, what's your favorite dish? She told me about it. I know your grandma be cooking for you and everything. I'm like, let me try this.
Yeah.
It's going to be your favorite too.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Look,
this is fire. And there's spice. It's a little spice to it.
Yes, it is.
I love that.
Spice.
I'm a spicy guy. Well, and y'all know, respectfully.
Yeah, traditionally a vegetarian dish, but it's also made with seafood or with beef.
Right.
Fire.
Thank you.
It's fire.
Like I said, we build a relationship off accountability and
I'm gonna
realness,
bust
bro.
this down later.
Okay, but don't just say that. Like for real. She right where she need to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chef. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So Chef,
Enjoy,
can you
Rich.
take this and put this on the warmer
Of
for
course.
later? This is awesome.
Thank you.
So interesting because I spent my entire life as an athlete, and that's using one side of the brain. I didn't know I was a creative.
Yeah.
And so when I dove into this space, I started looking at, all right, how do we create this thing? What's our thing that's going to stand out? And I just was like, yo, we need to have a chef. Like that's our setting. You know, breaking bread with the athletes, the artists that come on their platform.
Chef in the gym.
Yeah.
Haitian chef in the gym is crazy, man.
Right? Ain't that?
That's crazy. You got a Haitian chef in the gym.
Details, bro. It's details. And so
Fire.
we do this, and it's a thing for us, highlighting our chefs. Like my vision is like Chef Mel, one day she needs to go from here, she needs to go to a food truck. From a food truck, she needs to go to her own restaurant, right? And sharing a platform with our people means a lot. So we have Chef there, and we do that all the time. Where I really want to start here is on why you did the push-ups.
Yeah.
And it's not to, make it a joke, but what I appreciate is the wellness journey that you're on, right? So coming here to House of Athlete, you've been training here for a minute, really taking that serious. And so I really want to start there on the why behind this transformation.
Like, what the hell are you training for?
Yeah, right, exactly.
They were like, what are you training for, a fight or something? Wow, just to get fit, My mind feels better, body feels better, I be able to work better, skate better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I know we talked about it a little bit because we got a workout and that content is integrated here and it's all over the place. But it's counterculture to the hip hop culture or even entertainment. Like you guys are rock stars.
Yeah.
We're talking about how y'all create y'all in the studio, in the middle of the night through the wee hours of the morning. You're talking about drinking. We're talking about drugs and all that stuff that come with that. What made you say, you know what, it's time for me to lean into that?
Man, I think like a year ago, I was trying to go to the gym. I started going to the gym and I was like in there like once a week for like 4 weeks, but I wasn't really like at it. So when I came out here to Florida, my homie Marshall, he does like multi and he be fighting and shit. So I was like, bro, you need to find us a good gym. So he looked on Google, he found here. I just pulled up. I'm like, yo, I need a trainer for tomorrow. Somebody help me out. You know what I'm saying? So I felt so comfortable here. It's just like, it turned to like a home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was able to come, work out. So it's not like I'm at the gym and people are like, hey, can I take a picture?
Right.
Because you go to a regular gym, I get that shit all day. Motherfuckers like, oh, I just woke up.
Yeah.
Niggas want a picture. You feel what I'm saying? So it's really a lot easier for me to come here and work out. So it just started becoming an everyday, like everyday routine. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there's a lot to this conversation. Like I appreciate, that part of it because it definitely put a spotlight on our facility, House of Athlete. But what I'm more interested in is, what's happening in entertainment, right? Like even Glorilla, she's in a fast right now and she's going through this transformation. She stopped smoking, you stopped smoking, but now we look at the artists before you guys, like Wiz Khalifa was one of the dudes that was like, yo, he gets it, where he's like, yo, I now have a schedule and this is how I train, this is how I take care of myself. You got, I say Moneybagg because every once in a while when he's in town, he'll stop in. And then Jay-Z in the past, went vegan, started looking at the nutrition side of things. So I'm interested in that, right? Like, artists, because I believe artists that embrace, I feel like we can learn from each other, right? From a creativity standpoint, from a brand standpoint, how we show up in the world. I think athletes can learn a lot from you guys, and you guys inspire us. Without y'all, it's like, how do we get ready for our games? We're thinking about music. And then there's the other side where artists, y'all want to be athletes as well.
Yeah.
But there's something that we can learn from each other. And the thing that I feel artists can learn from athletes is lifestyle. It's the routine of things, how we show up, right? You guys are notorious for being late. That's why you had to do the push-ups. That's why I had to do push-ups last month when I was late, right? So we have that accountability. And then also it's like, yo, what happens to your business? What happens to your creativity when you actually get into that routine? It's been a month, I believe, since you stopped smoking?
Yeah, about a month.
Bro, Eric told me this yesterday. Eric is one of our partners here, and he pretty much manages everything from a brick and mortar standpoint. He does other things, but he says, yo, his skin is different since he's been here.
Right.
Yeah, he said when you came in, he said your eyes.
I'm glowing, huh? I appreciate it.
Right. So that's why I want to highlight that, and then we'll transition into some music. But like, is there anything else there that we need to highlight? Is there any artists out there that inspired your transformation? What are you experiencing by, cutting the smoking down?
No, not any artists. Man, I just feel like I just had to slow down, just cut it down. So I might hit a blunt once or two in the studio, you know what I'm saying? But I just felt like it wasn't as needed as it used to be. Because I used to be heavy on the smoking, like blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt, from rolling up cigarillos to Dutch Masters to backwoods. Then I started smoking just papers, and then now I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a long journey. Yeah, man, I'm just trying to get more healthy.
Yeah, no, I love that. Music, yeah, my DJ here, DJ Khalid. Don't want to transition there.
Man, I do a lot of groundwork, like hand to hand, passing out CDs, hustling, going to open mics, pulling up to the club, trying to get in, getting turned down sometimes, So nowadays, you can just put a song on TikTok and go viral. Or on Instagram, it could be good and it go viral. So some people ain't got to put in as much work as you had to back in the day type shit.
Yeah, and a lot of this we talked about after a workout was so organic, but I think now we can peel back the layers a little more in this setting.
The first moment when I feel like I was in music, I think I remember. Really, I feel like I was in the car with my homie. Matter of fact, my homie called me. He was my manager at the time. His name is Too Official. He called me, he's like, yo, bro, I got somebody who's trying to pay you for a show. And I was like, are they trying to pay me to perform? They're like, yeah, they want to pay you $2,500 to perform right now. I was like, no way. I said, come pick me up right now. Right now. So like, I was like, damn, like, want to pay me to perform now. So shit, I guess I'm a rapper. You feel me? So I feel like that's probably like the first moment I was like, okay, oh yeah, something is happening here.
Yeah, I think I'm realizing why I'm struggling connecting with artists in interviews. And it's actually like in these last couple of days where I'm realizing this, right? Because I asked you a question yesterday. I was like, yo, bro, what's your genius? And like, I'm really starting to lean in, and you're just like you're answering these questions so casually. Yeah. But the reason why I'm struggling is because I come from a high performance environment, bro. Every single day for pretty much half of my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm 40 now, and I've been playing ball for 25 years. But got into that high performance space, when you get to like high school, you really start understanding the opportunity. And now every day I'm rolling with a pack of lions that want to be great, and they want to get out, right? Artists, y'all not there, right? Like as far as like you're just an individual, you don't have a group around you like that, like I do. And so I say that because, you know, your work ethic, the more I get to know you, the more I'm around you, I see your work ethic, not only in here in the gym and on your wellness journey, but also to what Khalib is talking about. It's like your journey.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
he was just telling me something about he was showing me on Twitter. I was writing him in 2013, like, yo, I'm sending you my song, send me your email and shit. He said we linked up. He picked me up from the airport or some shit in 2013.
That's right.
I'm like, damn, I was hustling. I was working, man.
Yeah, but I say that because even building this podcast, bro, I got footage I haven't released yet of like the first time we went on the go and we started doing stuff in training camps.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we was in pickup trucks going from the hotel to the airport with my team. We're talking about me, Shady McCoy, Pac-Man Jones, like dudes worth millions of dollars, but like we're just hustling. We're grinding to build the platform. So I say all that to ask this question. Who out there that you see in this new digital age that has that same type of work ethic and grind that you respect? Or even artists that came before you, like, yo, they got it.
Damn. Artists with the hard work ethic. Oh, I would have to say one of my little homies, right? He from Queens. He doing his thing right now. Like, he been with me, like, on my come up, he been like kind of right there with me and doing his thing. His name is Bay Swag. He from Queens. Yeah, he got like a little wave going on right now. So he been putting it in the grind for a long time. So he's been working. So it's like great to see him at this point. Like, people are seeing him and his music. So it's like, that's fire, bro. He been grinding hard. Before I even started rapping or like was in the music, I was getting a lot of trouble in school and shit. So my mom sent me away to like a couple boarding schools. And then like at the first boarding school, I had ran away. I ran away from the boarding school and then the police caught me. And then I ran away again. And then they kicked me out the first boarding school. And then they sent me to another boarding school, which was in, I think it was Gulfport, Mississippi. And then like I started a riot at that boarding school. Yeah, I started a riot, and then they broke I had everybody break all the computers, break the windows and shit. And then they kicked me out of that boarding school. And then she sent me to another boarding school in Kanab, Utah. So I was in Kanab, Utah for like a year at that boarding school, and then I had to fly back to Atlanta because I had an open case, so I had to go to court. So when I got to court, I went to court, and then I was supposed to go back to Utah to the same boarding school, and then I just ran away. And then I never went home, I never called my mom, and didn't talk to nobody for like 2 years. I never had like a mainstream song until I did a song with Kendrick. That song like helped me take off. And then,
that wasn't the song that blew you though.
Yeah, that was pretty much the song that, like mainstream wise.
But you said 2018.
Yeah, that's when I did a song. Yeah.
What song was that?
New Freezer.
New Freezer.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's not, come on. What is it? New Freezer. New Freezer.
Yeah.
So 2018, that hit. How did that come about?
So when I was recording the first album for them, I was recording my album in one room, Kendrick was in the other room, and SZA in the other room. So we all recording the album at the same time.
In LA?
Yeah, in LA. So SZA would come over, Kendrick came over for the first time. He's like, yo, let me hear some music. And I played him like 2 songs that I was recording. And the second one was New Freezer. He was like, oh yeah, I gotta help on this one. I was like, word? He's like, I gotta get on this one. So I sent it to him. Probably like a month, like 2 months later, he sent it back to me. And then it was like,
All right.
everything was out of there. After releasing the first song with Kendrick, like 2 months later, I had made a song again that I felt like would be bigger than that one. And I was like battling with the label, like, let's drop it, let's drop it. They're like, fresh off a song with Kendrick, you tripping. But I had a strong feeling about the song, so I kind of argued them down to like, let's drop it. So then we ended up dropping it. The song went platinum in like 27 days. That was a plug walk. Yeah.
And how do you know it's a hit? Because you talk about plug walk.
Yeah.
You're still getting paid off of that eating on it.
Yeah.
How did you know that was a one?
Pretty much when I be making songs, I just rap whatever I'm feeling, whatever comes off the top of my head at that moment, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I feel like them first 2 songs, like, I think I made New Freezer in like 12 or 15 minutes. So I feel like the beat was like pretty much talking to me. So I didn't even really think about what I'm gonna say. It just was just flowing every word. I didn't even stop this. All right, next line, next line. So I just felt like the beat was just speaking to me, you know what I'm saying? So the same way with Plug Walk, I feel like the beat was just talking to me. And I actually skipped the beat. My engineer was like, I actually like that beat. Let's go back to that one. And I was like, all right, you say you like it. Let's do it. And I did that song probably in like 20 minutes. And then it was out of there. Even to like the last #1, well, my first #1, the song I did with Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign, Cardi last year, which was like my first Grammy nominated song, first #1, Billboard, #1 Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. I did it in like 15, 20 minutes. So I felt like the beat was just talking to me. Like I had just something just on my mind. That's exactly what I said.
Was that Ye's song or was that your song? Did you hop on Ye's song or Ye hopped on your song? How did that come about?
Originally, I was just recording the song. Like I had a show in Dubai, and they were recording their album in Saudi Arabia. And I was like, I'm gonna take an hour flight. I got a day off. I'm gonna come check y'all out. So they set me up in a room to record, and I just recorded the song, just did it. And then after, Ty put his verse on there, and then I essentially just told him y'all could have the song for the album. And then Ty called me like, yo, Ye wants you to be on the album and use the song for the album. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then it ended up being Kanye's first #1 song in 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah. When I did a song with Jaden Smith, like, he wasn't rapping at all. Like, we were just skateboarding a lot. And then I told him, like, you should try it out. I was like, you should get in the booth. So I go to his crib in Calabasas, and I meet his dad. And then like we in the booth recording, and like I'm rapping in the booth, cursing up a storm. And then I see his mom come in there, like, what y'all in here doing? Cause he already had the whole studio in his crib, but he never rapped before.
Right.
So we did the song, and then I was like, we gotta drop this. He's like, all right, let me direct the video. So he had some ideas. We shot the video, and then we just released it.
How was that recording at the crib with Will and Jada?
Oh, shit was fire, you know. Growing up watching Will Smith and shit, actually getting to meet him was fire. But at that time when me and Jaden Smith were like skateboarding every day, like we used to be skateboarding in his backyard. Jordan and Kylie might come over, we back there skateboarding all night, all day. So it was pretty cool. Like we grew a tight relationship before we ever started doing music and shit.
The question that comes to mind right now is, do you think you've arrived?
I feel like I'm still going. The roof. I ain't hit it yet. Still going.
Sit over here. Walk me through like.
Before I even started rapping, or like was in the music, I was getting a lot of trouble in school and shit. So my mom sent me away to like a couple boarding schools, and then like at the first boarding school, I had ran away. I ran away from the boarding school, and then the police caught me, and then I ran away again, and then they kicked me out the first boarding school, and then they sent me to another boarding school, which was in, I think it was Gulfport, Mississippi, and then like I started a riot at that boarding school. Yeah, I started a riot, and then they broke all the, I had everybody break all the computers, break the windows and shit, and then they kicked me out of that boarding school, and then she sent me to another boarding school in Kanab, Utah. So I was in Kanab, Utah for like a year at that boarding school, and then I had to fly back to Atlanta because I had an open case, so I had to go to court. So when I got to court, I went to court, and then I was supposed to go back to Utah to the same boarding school, and then I just ran away. And then I never went home. I never called my mom. I didn't talk to nobody for like 2 years.
How old were you?
Around that time, I was probably like 16, 17.
Where'd you stay?
I stayed with a friend. Yeah, I was at a friend's crib.
2 years. What was the problem? What was wrong? Like, you know?
Man, I was getting in trouble because I was just trying to make money. I was doing dumb shit, breaking into cars, stealing shit, selling weed, just anything. I was just young, wild kid doing stupid shit. And my mom was just trying to make sure I was on the right track, so she would send me to these boarding schools to make sure I wasn't like going to jail and shit. But in between time, I kept going to jail. So she felt like the best thing for me was going to these boarding schools. But a lot of people don't know, like, shit be going on in the boarding schools that's not right either. You know what I'm saying? Some funny shit be going on, a lot of shit I was going through. And I used to try to express that to my mom, and she used to think I was just trying to get away from the boarding school. But it was just like, it just wasn't right.
Where was your dad doing all of this?
My dad was still in New York. Yeah.
How is your relationship now with your mom and dad?
It's great. Yeah, okay relationship.
Yeah. So everything cool? They're still separated, obviously.
They're still separated, yeah. But everything's cool now.
Are they shocked or surprised when it comes to your success?
Probably my mom more, but my dad, he was like, after a while, I had moved in with my dad. When I first started getting into music, I had moved into an apartment with my dad, and he helped me get like CDs pressed up, and I used to go to the club every night and hand out CDs. Every night I used to be at a different club, handing out my CDs, trying to get them to play my music or like let me perform or some shit. So he used to drop me off at the bus station, drop me off at the train station, drop me off at the club, pick me up at the club. You know, so he would be pretty supportive.
Does that still work? Because when I'm walking around, whether in New York or Miami Design District, I see cats there. Now the thing is, they'll show you like this little piece of paper look like a CD cover, but it has the QR code where you can download and then you can support. I feel like, how does an artist today pop? Because I'm surprised to hear you talk about that. To me, that's like the early 2000s when you hear about Jeezy and No Limit, all them boys selling CDs out the trunk, getting it that way. So does that still work today?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did it work for you?
Yeah, it worked for me.
Like in which way?
I feel like they started getting used to my face, just being at the club every night, every time, to where they just started letting me in free. I ain't have to pay. At first, first few times I had to pay, or I used to be standing outside all night, just handing out CDs. And then that's how I get in trouble. I used to find ways to get money to buy CDs to pass them out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's that's how I started.
During that time, who else came up with you during that time in Atlanta? Atlanta, they, you know, it's almost, they call it, like, you know, the Black Mecca. And then there's a lot of sound, there's a lot of culture that come through Atlanta, especially in music over the last 20 years. I feel like a lot has come from Atlanta. So during your time coming up, was there any artists that broke as well? Was out there passing out CDs or also grinding?
At the time where I was handing out CDs and shit, Travis Porter, they was like going crazy in Atlanta. And like when I first started and I was on MySpace, I was like, shit, if I got a song, I need to find a DJ to get it to play, you know what I'm saying? So I got on MySpace and I started reaching out to DJs, hitting up all the DJs. And then the first DJ to hit me back was DJ Techniques. He was Travis Porter DJ, well, at the time and right now. So I hit them up. And he was like, yo, come meet me at this club, Figure 8 in Atlanta. Travis Porter's performing tonight. Come through. And I was like, all right, bet. So I was living in Marietta at the time. So I had to take the bus. I took the bus to the train, got the train, and then I had to take another bus to the club. So when I got to the club, I met them. Went in the club, they performed, I handed out my CDs, and then I came outside the club, we all came out, and then I'm standing there, they're like, all right, they're like, where's your ride? I was like, shit, I came here, I ain't had no ride, you know, and the bus is not running anymore. Mm-hmm. So they was like, all right, bet you come chill with us, sleep on the couch for the night. Slept on the couch, and then I started building a relationship with them, and started going to a couple parties with them, handing out CDs and shit. And then pretty much that's how I kept going.
Bro, there's so much. That's why, like, you think about, bro ain't have it easy. Yeah. Dang.
But I had to get on MySpace to meet Techniques, to meet them, you know. And then still even after that, I had to promote my song on the internet, send it to everybody, send it to all the DJs. So for sure, internet was definitely.
It helped in that regard, but now, you know, you can just post your music, it goes viral on TikTok, and you on.
It's different now. It's like,
Is it, so does that make it harder for you as a, like, almost like an old school rapper? You kind of old school, new school, because you were selling CDs out the trunk. You literally getting on buses and trains to go, and even MySpace doesn't even exist no more, I don't think. Yeah. That's kind of old school. So does it make it harder for you, or have you already adapted to the new way?
Definitely had to adapt. I feel like you just gotta adapt through anything you go through, man. 2016, going to 2017, I had got a deal with an independent label. So, like, at the beginning of 2016, like I had a friend, and we was like going to different clubs to pass out CDs, and he was playing a CD for me, like of a group. He's like, yo, this group is fire, like you gotta hear them. And he was playing their music for me on the way to the club. And I was like, who the f is this? And then he showed me the CD and it said, the Migos. Uh-huh. So then, like, I called a number on the back of the CD and it said DJ Ray G. I was like, oh, Ray G, I know this DJ. I called him, I was like, yo, bro, like this group, the Migos, I'm trying to work with them. They hard. He was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna get you in touch with them. We're gonna get in the studio, bet. So the same night, there was another club going on in Atlanta. I was about to go up there and hand out my CDs and shit. It was a Mansion on Lawn. I went up there to hand out my CDs, and when I'm walking in the club, I see Ray G and I see the Migos guys. I'm like, oh yeah, they're like, this the Migos right here. You called me about them earlier. It's Quavo, Offset, Takeoff. I was like, oh, what up? Nice to meet y'all. So the next day, like I was talking to Quavo, he was like, yo, come to my crib. Tomorrow we're gonna get in the studio and we're gonna cook up some shit. So I went to his crib. Shit, like it was kind of far. It took me like an hour and a half. I drove to his crib. I think I got there like 2 in the morning. I was knocking on the door. Nobody answered the door. I'm like, damn, I just drove like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I keep knocking. Then he finally answered the door. We start recording. We did a song. And then he's like, all right, bet, come tomorrow again. We're gonna cook up again. So I came back tomorrow, and then it started being like an everyday thing. So we just started cooking up, and we was doing like some other little side hustles, making money together and shit. So we just started hanging out like every day type of thing.
So you nor them broke through yet?
No. But I was doing like, there was a website called, well, it's still going, livemixtapes.com, to where DJs would put their music on mixtapes, and like people would go on there and download the mixtapes. And I had an account as a DJ on there. So I would make my own mixtapes, and I put my songs on there, and I put Migos songs on there, and I put all of our songs on there. And it looked like a mixtape from a DJ, but they don't know it's me behind the computer putting out the mixtapes. So I just kept on doing it. I just kept on doing it to the point where like people was like, y'all's going crazy now. Like y'all niggas going crazy. And I remember one day I was telling Real Money, who was one of the managers, I was like, bro, we going so crazy. Next thing you know, Gucci Man probably gonna call us. Like you never know.
Right.
The next day, literally the next day, Gucci Man calls the phone. He's like, yo, bro, I wanna sign the Migos. And then like, Migos ended up going with Gucci Man. And then like I don't think Gucci Man wanted anybody else over there. So Migos just went by himself, and I stayed at home. And then I think some months by it was signed to Gucci Man, and Gucci Man went to jail. And then Pee Wee Longway called, and he was like, yo, I got an independent label that want to sign y'all, QC. So Migos signed to QC, and then I was still doing my own thing. So I kept recording.
How did you feel? Because it was almost as if
I was pissed. We were, me and Quavo, we did a fight in the parking lot. I'm like, man, how the f y'all ain't gonna bring me? He's like, bro, we're gonna handle this first. I'm like, man, what the f? So like the first 2 days, I'm over there recording, and I got a call, and then it's like, yo, this is the CEO of QC. I wanna sign you. I was like, you wanna sign me? I was like, I got 2 conditions. I need to bring my engineer over here with me, and I need a check right now. I need a check right now. And he was like, all right, bet, let's do it.
Yeah. And you signed?
Yeah, I signed.
Damn. So that's a lot there. Y'all got any questions?
So that's when I could call my mom. Then I called my mom. I was like, Mom.
So the independent label was QC.
Yeah.
QC.
Yeah.
Why'd you leave?
And like they couldn't focus enough on me, and you know we was kind of clashing. And I was like, you know what? I just want to go my separate way, you know. And I ended up being independent, and you know, getting more out of the next deal because I was independent, you know. So I felt like it was the best move for me.
So Quavo, you said you and Quavo almost fought in a parking lot. How did y'all make it right? So I know you end up signing there, because I just ran into y'all at the Super Bowl, and y'all was together, and even times when you were here working out, y'all FaceTiming, so y'all close, y'all maintained y'all friendship. How'd y'all make it through that time? Because a lot of cats would fall, I was like, damn, bro, we in the trenches together. You know, and there's an argument that you help them pop by going in as a DJ and taking your hustle, your mindset, and putting both of y'all on, right? So how did y'all make it through that time?
Man, we was just family. Like, we was living together. At the time, like, I had just moved all my stuff in the crib. So when they left and went to the studio, I was there with mama. We in the crib together. I'm in the basement still cooking up, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like a family thing, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we had passed the friendship thing. It's just like we family now.
So y'all real brothers. So can you walk me through, like, how you feel about where things are at now? Like, I see you and Quavo, but what about like Offset? You know, how you feel about that? Because all of y'all was coming up together, or came up together.
Yeah. Shit, I feel cool about it. We all still brothers, you know what I'm saying? We all still talk, communicate with each other, you know, so we still tight.
Before I get to Takeoff, how was that? You know, how did that hit you? Because that rocked everybody, even for me, bro. Like, I'm a dude that, if I'm being honest, I would say I'm numb to a lot of this stuff. But for that, when that hit, I was like, nah, he seemed like a good dude. I never met him. I met Quavo before, met Offset, never met Takeoff. And it was just his spirit. You can feel his spirit, you know, just in his photos, how he carried himself. He just seemed like a phenomenal human being. Yeah, definitely. How was that for you?
Man, I was really about that. One thing I can say, like, leading up to him passing, like, that year, we were getting into a lot of stuff together. Like, we were diving into crypto together. We did a lot of moves, and we were just hanging out every single day, like the whole year leading up to that. So I feel like we spent so much time together. So right when it happened, it was like, I just seen bro like 2 days before, you know what I'm saying? So it really hit me. You know, it was like my best friend, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was really f***ed up, you know. I couldn't get out the bed for a while. Like, it was really like, yeah, it's crazy.
How did you hear about it?
Man, I was asleep. At home, and Offset called me and told me about it. And like, I just stayed in the bed. I don't think I left the bed for like some weeks. I was just like messed up about it for a while.
How did y'all like grieve? How are y'all grieving with it? How are y'all overcoming? I had to change that because it's like a forever process. Mm-hmm. Like, how are you guys dealing with that?
Man, it's a never ending thing, you know, like just everyday thing, bro. Like, every day when you hear somebody's music, or I might see a picture, bro, it's just like, it's never ending pain type of thing, you know. But like, just gotta pray on it, you know, and keep praying, and, you know, keeping your head high, you know. Like I said, it was my best friend, so it's a real hard thing to go through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was the best thing about Takeoff?
The best thing?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like he was just a kind soul, but like, he just like all the way genuine. Like, he had to be like one of the realest I've ever met type shit, for real. I feel like he was just, like I said, a kind soul, a beautiful person, like all the way around type shit.
All of y'all in the studio, what made him special? Like, what was the differentiator for him, right? Like, you know, I feel like Quavo, he just got some sauce and swagger, you know what I mean? Love Offset's flow, and you know what I mean? And then you had Takeoff. If I'm being honest, I felt like Takeoff might have been the hardest. Like, you feel like, bro used to say some stuff, but you being there, what was his differentiator?
I feel like Takeoff, just me and Takeoff, our energy just bounce off each other. Like I said, the last year, we were together every day, so we recorded a whole album together that we never put out. Like, so we were just recording every day, back to back, just tracks after tracks after tracks. So Yeah, bro. Like,
Will we ever hear that album?
I don't know. I know they're working on his project right now, so.
Takeoff has a project? Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Did y'all ever talk about when y'all was coming up together, you being a part of the Migos, like you being like the fourth Migo?
No.
There had to be a conversation like, yo, why don't you just come over here?
No. But we had did like, we had did 4 projects together. Mm-hmm. So like, it was just like people used to call me the fourth Migo or say I was like the fourth Migo, but like, I would always just do my side missions and, you know, they do their thing.
Will we ever see Quavo and Offset do a project together, or is like the Migos, is it like, where is the Migos now? Is that something that you can't just bring back, or is it done? Is it just time for them to do their solo thing, can stay with their solo thing?
Yeah, that I don't know. You know, I can't tell. Maybe time will tell.
One of the things that we talked about offline when we looked at your label was Famous Dex, right? Khalid, like, you know, Chicago artist. And Cleo, I don't know, you can maybe give more of the backstory.
Yeah, just being, you know, being from Chicago and, you know, being on the scene and actually being, you know, with Dex and, you know, the little Lemonade guys and all of that, you know, there was a big theme where it's like just being transparent, where we felt like Dex wasn't Dex, right? And you know what I'm talking about. And, you know, just kind of struggling and, you know, with everything, like with the drugs and everything like that. So,
yeah,
you know, you being the person that found them, like, how does it affect you? And then how do you come in and say, hey, let me help this person, you know?
Man, you know, I feel like with Dex, it's just like, I guess really just dealing with anybody who has like a drug addiction, it's really hard. Like I realize they have to want change themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I done took him to rehab like 7 times. Took him on a jet, took him in the Maybach, took him, paid for everything, did everything for him. And it's just like he keep going back to doing the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like what else? Like what am I, you know what I'm saying? What at that point it's like, what do you do? You feel what I'm saying? Like what else can I do? And like I've tried to pick him up, take him to rehab, and then he comes out of rehab or comes out of jail. I'm going through his stuff, I find some more pills or I find some more drugs. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like a never ending cycle. So at that point it's like I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? This is my brother at the end of the day too. So it's not even like he's only my artist. You feel what I'm saying? I don't really think I spoke to Dex in like the last 3 or 4 months. I ain't even spoke to him, like, because I gave him an ultimatum, like, bro, you want to do this music stuff, or you want to just keep going down the path you doing. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, which one do you choose? You feel what I'm saying? So,
do you still believe in them?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely believe in him. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like,
you gotta be right.
Everything gotta be right. And I feel like sometimes like the drugs just take over. You feel what I'm saying? Just like a non-ending thing.
What did you see in him? What do you see in him? Like, what makes Dex, right? Like, when you do the research, it's like, yo, coming out, break through.
He definitely hit energy. His energy. He's definitely like, he's a character, man.
But what does that mean though? Because you said that yesterday when we were talking about the Amigos, and I asked you about your chemistry with Takeoff, and you said energy. I don't know what that means. Like, I know what that means in sports. Energy, like, I love being around dogs. It's like every day we go to practice and it's like, let's go, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what does that mean in music?
Definitely just like, kind of like the same thing. Like, his hype energy, he's outgoing person, you know what I'm saying? He's always turned up. You You feel what I'm saying? So I remember like when I first like started seeing him online before I signed him, I was like, I love his energy. Like he used to be just like doing wild, crazy, fun shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh yeah, this cat he's something else. He's something different. I see something special in him. And he was in Chicago when I called him. I DM'd him on I think it was on Instagram or some shit. And I was like, yo, bro, send me your number. I called him and I was like, yo, bro, I want to sign you. And like when I called him, he was shooting a video literally at the time. So he was like always working. So he like when I called him, he put it on the camera and he was shooting with Cole Bennett, which is like Cole Bennett is huge now. Like he's blown up, started his lyrical lemonade company. And he's got his own brand, shooting videos for Eminem and all type of crazy people, you know what I'm saying? So him and Dex like kind of blew up together, you know? So like from there, I flew him out to LA from Chicago and like, I just let him move in with me. Like he just started staying with me. We was in the studio every day, recording. I started putting out his music. I got him a deal with 300. It's a distribution label. And then like he just blew up. Yeah.
You know what's fascinating for me? You know, as we think about like artists and this whole musical lane that we're in right now, the conversation is like, how the hell did you start Carnival, right? Like you talked a little bit about it yesterday, but how did you come up with that concept and then get it to Ye, right? Like I know you said, oh, I just flew out to Saudi, but like, can you peel back the layers a little bit more? Because, you know, that's a big record. To me, when you look at that album that Ye put out, you would think, even what he's saying and what's going on, right? Like, it's like, oh yeah, this sounds like Ye. Like this is absolutely something Ye would put together. But the reality is that came from you, right? And then you had others jump on. Talk to me a little bit more about that. Because that was the anthem of that album to me.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. It was the number one song off the album. Man, like I said, I had a show in Dubai and I seen that Ye and Ty were recording the album in Saudi, which was like an hour away. So I was like, shit, you know, I might as well go try to get on the album. You know what I'm saying? So I took a flight out there. It wasn't like set up properly because they didn't really know I was coming. So when I got there, like I had to just take a taxi.
Was that where Vori was involved? Was Vori there as well?
I don't think he was there when I got there, but I think he was probably out there.
Yeah. I
know Vori was working heavy with Ye. But you know what's crazy? Like you said, Vori is the reason why I met Ye. Like one time I was at Nobu and I seen Vori was there and I called him. He didn't pick up, but he called me back. But at the time I had already made it back home. And he was like, yo, I'm up here with Ye. And then he's like, pull up. So I was like, I'm gonna go back. I went back. Ye walked up to me, he's like, yo, you Rich the Kid, right? Can you play some music? I was like, all right. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I started playing some songs, and I think like the second song I played, he just started dancing to it. He's like, yo, can I put a verse on this right now? I was like, all right, bet. So he ended up getting on the song, and we ended up never putting this song out.
This is not Carnival.
No, this is not Carnival. This is a whole different song.
This is at the studio?
No, this is at Nobu Restaurant.
That's why I wanted to clear up.
Yeah.
So y'all made a song at Nobu?
Yeah. He had like a whole setup, studio setup and everything.
What do you mean, at Nobu?
Yeah, at Nobu.
Yeah.
So he rented the back half of Nobu. So it was like a whole bunch of rappers there and shit. and he told me to play some music, some of my music. I played like 2 songs that I was working on, and he was like, let me get on this one. I was like, all right, bet. So he ended up getting on the song, and then like it just became into a party. So I was like kind of tired. I was like, I'm about to go home. But I ain't never get his number or contact. So I hit up his assistant, and I was like, yo, I'm trying to get that song that we did last night. And everybody was acting like the song never happened. Like his assistant was like not answering me, blah. But then like 2 days later, they hit me. It was like, yo, Ye wants you to help write on the Donda album. So I pulled up, they gave me the song, but then he was focused on his album, so we never get to put out the album, the song at that time. So fast forward, I think 2 years later is when we did Carnival.
Oh, but before we get to Carnival, because you just gave us, like, this is what I love about this space, like, you telling us stuff that we wasn't even prepared for.
Yeah.
So where's this song?
We ended up putting it out, actually. I ended up putting it out on my last album.
Okay, fire. What's the name of it?
It's called Plain Jane.
Plain Jane.
Yeah.
Fire.
So fast forward to 2 years later. So boom, I called Ty. I'm like, yo, y'all in Saudi. I'm in Dubai. I'm finna pull up. He's like, bet, come through. So me and my boy Marshall, I was telling you about earlier, we catch a flight. We go to Saudi. So we take a taxi over there. Well, we on the way, halfway there, the taxi driver like, yo, you have to pay now. So I'm like, bet, I give him American $100. He like, no.
Yeah.
He like, nah, we don't take that.
Yeah, which is actually more. It could be more in different places, but they don't even know how to exchange it, so it's like no value to them.
So I was like, all right, bet. So we go to the ATM or whatever. They not giving us money at the ATM. So like, I'm like, so what am I gonna do? So I gave him the 100 again. I'm like, you just look, this is more than what you asked for. I think it was like $40 he asked for, some shit like that. So I gave him the 100, he took the 100, we went over there. The first night, we got there, Ye was just playing the album, Ye and Ty playing the album. And then the next morning, Ty had like a setup in his room. He told me to pull up over there. I went over there. And then I went through a couple of beats. I recorded 2 songs. The first song, I forgot what the first song was called. First song and the second song. Second song was On a Roll, which became Carnival. Well, I texted my producer, Lab Cook, who had made Plug Walk and a lot of other songs for me. I texted him like, yo, I need you to send me some shit right now, some heat. So he sent the beat, which was Carnival. I pulled it up, and then I just started freestyling whatever was on my head. Took like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then and then Ty came in and did his part. And then after that, I left. Like the next day I left and went to Dubai. And then like some weeks went by and Ty texted me like, yo, Ye wants you to be on the album. Which song of the 2 that we recorded should we put on there? And I was like, On a Roll. Like, I listened to it. It was like, it had that energy to it. It had that vibe to it. I'm like, it needs to be honorable. I mean, On a Roll. And then, ended up putting a verse on it. Ended up getting Cardi on it. And then it was
Did you know it was a hit?
Yeah.
Like he said, oh yeah.
I love that.
I think even before they got on there, right when I recorded the song, you know, my DJ was telling me like, we need a song for mosh pit vibes, like energy, like performing, like festival. And he was telling me this like, come on, bro, we need to make that type of song. He's like, he's been telling me like, make that type of song. So when I made the song, I called him. He said he was in the bed with some girl or some shit. I'm like, yo, listen to this shit that I just made. And I was telling him like, this song is crazy. I'm like right when I made the song, I was like, this song is it. So at the last, like I think the last day, like the week the album was about to come out, they put Cardi on the song and then they sent it to me and I heard it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is number one. This song going number one. Like this song going number one for sure. And I called to my manager at the time. He's like, yeah, it could possibly go number one, top 10 for sure. Top 10, it'll be top 10. And then it ended up being number one for like a couple of weeks. I was like I already knew it. You know what I'm saying? I had a feeling like this is the number one song. Like this is what it sounds like.
If it wasn't for Kendrick Lamar and this moment that we had in hip hop between Kendrick and Drake, do you think you bring home the Grammy?
If Kendrick wasn't nominated, I feel like we would have got the Grammy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that went crazy.
Yeah, it was great. Shout out to Kendrick. That was dope, man.
Did you speaking of Kendrick, obviously y'all had New Freezer. And like you said, you knew Carnival was a hit. So did you know New Freezer was a hit? Are you like, yo, your biggest records, you knew they were hit records? Did you know?
Yeah. I would have to say yeah, cause when I played it for Kendrick, he like automatically like wanted to get on it. He's like, oh yeah, let's do this. And then like, I don't know if you remember, like when we dropped it, they had like some viral dance that they was doing like New Freezer.
Yeah,
Everybody was, like,
I remember that.
moving their head and shit. And it was like all on Vine and it was just like a big wave. Just, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I felt like I knew it was a hit. Same with Plug Walk. I knew it was a hit because I don't know.
So
Was there any unexpected one that went and you were like, I wasn't expecting that one, that I didn't think that was going to be a hit?
Probably, I think this song I made called Splashing. Like I had posted it on Instagram and shit, and it got like a good review. Like fans were saying it was fire. I remember I had made like a video on Instagram with King, my son, and I had like flipped him upside down and shit, and it was like going viral online. But I didn't know it was gonna be like 3 times, 4 times platinum and shit.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that pressure to maybe drop a hit every year, right? Right. There's an artist, right, where you first come, most artists' careers, right? They come out, they pop in, there's that one song that's popping, right?
Yeah.
But then there's the continuation of the career. And I feel like you've done a great job consistently giving us hits. You know what I'm saying? There were, the little breaks. And so that's why I wanted to ask about like being an artist when maybe there isn't a song on the charts at the time. What are you telling yourself to keep going?
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? What is that process like? Are you dealing with the labels? Are you know what I mean? Like, we want to know.
Yeah, man, definitely. Is them times where you gotta be like, you gotta push yourself. Be like, oh yeah, you gotta make a hit. You know what I'm saying? Especially like for making a lot of songs that are hits. It's like you gotta keep going. I think like right before Carnival came out, I was on a label. I had signed to a label, RCA, and they were like kind of pressuring me to like get my album finished. And like we had put out a song or two, and like I didn't get like the support I really wanted to on the songs, and like they ended up just releasing me from the label. So right before Carnival came out, I was like,
That was a blessing.
independent. You know
was
what I'm
a
saying?
blessing.
So, yeah, definitely a blessing, bro. Definitely a blessing. I know they was pissed off, but yeah, it was dope, bro. Everything worked out how it was supposed to.
So I want to go back a little bit, right? Because we talked about Kendrick. We also talked about Kanye. Like we had Vori on the show a couple weeks ago, and he talked about Kanye. Kanye will walk into a place, like let's say a 5-star hotel, and be like, "This doesn't feel right. Let's paint the walls. Let's move the furniture. Take the furniture out. Put new furniture in." Right. So when you're talking about he rented out Nobu to record, like that's like That's different.
fire,
And then
yeah.
for those who never been to Nobu, Malibu, like it's a
Yeah.
vibe. It's
Yeah,
dope.
definitely, yeah.
Like, I mean, you walk in there, the who's walking in there. So Kendrick's having a moment right now. And so can you take us through like the creative process, right? Of like their creative process, like what makes them special? Like the Kendrick Lamars of the world, the Kanyes of the world.
Perfectionist, man. I would have to say perfectionist. I know from working with Kendrick, I know he's a perfectionist for sure. Working with Kanye, I know he's a perfectionist. Like just the music has to be perfect. Everything has to be like perfect. Like every sound, he might change the beat, change every, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, every drop gotta be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's dope. Somebody else is like that is Lil Wayne. I got a chance to do like a whole complete album with Wayne. I think that was like 2 years ago. And he's like that too. Like all the verses gotta be perfect.
How did you and Wayne come together? Is that through the skateboard culture?
Man, I'm trying to think how me and Wayne came together like the first time. I think the first, like how me and Wayne first came together, I think I had dropped a song, and you remember, like, I know you remember, like Wayne does remixes, and he like remixed one of the songs, and then I reached out to him, then we skated, and then I think right after me and NBA Youngboy, we did an album together too. And like I think like a month after the album came out, Wayne called me on FaceTime. He's like, yo, I think we should do an album together, 7, 8 songs. Let's drop it. I'm on the way to my daughter's birthday party. When I get home, pull up, let's do an album. Yeah.
You feel like Wayne was supposed to be at the Super Bowl?
Wayne was supposed to be at Super Bowl?
No, I'm saying like halftime, that was a big moment.
For sure. Man, yeah. I feel like Kendrick just had his moment right now, of course, but so much that Wayne done for New Orleans. He is New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, Wayne should definitely have been at Super Bowl too. So, you know, it's just hard, you know, like with Kendrick like dominating, you know what I'm saying? Like he deserved that moment, you feel what I'm saying? And
yeah, what I was
Wayne,
looking for,
you know
I was looking for like Kendrick to bring out Wayne.
Yeah.
I thought that, yeah, I thought Jay-Z, Rock Nation made the right decision.
Yeah.
Bringing in, giving that to Kendrick.
Yeah.
You had to.
Yeah.
But then I thought it would have been dope for Kendrick to bring out. And obviously behind the scenes, we don't know what conversation was had and if they tried or if they didn't try.
Yeah, man, you know what's funny? I had landed in LA like the same week they had announced that shit, and like TMZ had ran up on me at the airport, and it was like, what do you think about the Super Bowl and shit? I was like, shit, I think Kendrick should bring out Wayne. That's exactly what I said, and so it would have been dope though.
Dope.
I was there for the performance. It was fire.
Right.
I know you was there. It was dope.
Earlier in the show, Khalib talked about, you know, when was that moment where you're like, oh, I'm in the music business or I made it? Is there a moment where you were like, oh, I'm really a celebrity? You know what I'm saying? Because when you talked about like earlier, like this is, bro, like we made it, bro.
Yeah.
Athlete, artists, like we made it. And sometimes like dudes like us, you work so hard and you conquer, you make it, and then you go on to the next. What's next? And we don't even sit back and appreciate the journey and all the things that we've been through to get there. Right, so I say all that because, like, we could glance over, right? Like, oh, I was in Dubai. I was doing the show in Dubai. We're talking about one of the hottest markets in the world, and then I just took a flight over here. Like, I'm over here with Kanye. You You understand? Like even like seeing you at Super Bowl and I'm like, yo, like, you know, how y'all moving? I'm like, damn. So like when did it hit you? And I'll give you mines. When I made it to the NFL, it was my rookie year. And it was like Sunday Night Football. And we went up to New England, Foxborough, to play against Tom Brady and the Patriots. And I wasn't even starting, really playing. And I was just warming up with the quarterback. But then you always have this big moment before games where you have the flyover, the planes, right? National anthem, right before the national. And boom, fireworks went off. The planes, the fighter jets went over. And I was looking like this. I was looking like, oh my goodness, I made it to the league. This was my only moment. And I was stuck. And then Jake Plummer, who was our quarterback at the time, Brandon, he started screaming at me, Brandon, wake up, wake your ass up, catch the damn ball, right? Like I was having a moment, but he was in year 12. And I was like, yo, that's the flyover. Yeah. That's the fireworks. Was there a moment for you where you was like, yo, I made it?
I think it was probably like, damn, I would say, you know what's crazy? I think it was 2017. And like I ain't really have no hit out in the streets. I just had like underground songs on SoundCloud and shit. And I got a call from my manager at the time, and she was like, yo, Future wants to bring you on tour overseas. I was like, overseas? I don't even think I ever performed. I never even performed overseas before, you know what I'm saying? So like I got to perform, like I was performing in Europe for the first time and they knew my music. And I'm like, what the f? Like I'm on tour with Future, got no hits. And I'm overseas on the whole tour. I'm on a tour, I got my own tour bus. I'm able to bring my artists with me. I got my whole team, we smoking out the bus. Like, what the hell is going on? Like shit is crazy. That's probably one of the times I was like, this shit is crazy, this shit real.
That's when you knew you made it.
Yeah, and I was able to perform overseas out the country. And they knew my songs, so I'm like, damn, shit's crazy. I was even like a mainstream artist at the time yet, so.
Right.
You have new record coming out, also new project coming out. Want to talk about some of the collabs or the new record that you got coming out, which is this Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Rain Snow. It's a song with me and Kodak.
Which both Haitian?
Yeah, Haitian, my Haitian brother. Yeah, me and Kodak, we've been collaborating since like, I think this is our third or fourth song since like 2017. 2017. I think like in 2017, I had a song called Going Crazy with the Migos. And when I released it, people started tagging Kodak, like, y'all stole Kodak beat, like what's going on? Like, but it was like I ain't never heard of him at the time. So I reached out to him, I was like, you know, we should do a song. So on my next project, I put him on there. We did a song called Touchdown. And then I think a few years later, I had the song Plug with Playboy Cardi and Kodak. I reached out to him like, yo, I'm putting Playboy Cardi on this song. I'd like to get you on there. He came out to LA, we shot the video, and that song was just like super viral. It just like went crazy. So to now, like we actually did this song a while ago, like maybe like a year ago, right? And I was having dinner with my girl and her friend, and we were just chilling at Kiki on the river, and Kodak pulls up on a boat. like randomly pulls up next to Kiki with him and his homie playing music on a boat. I'm like, yo, what's good? It's Kodak. Like, what's happening? He walked up to my table. He's like, yo, bro, when you dropping that song? I was like, damn, we should drop that song. So
he was waiting on you.
Yeah, he was waiting on me to drop the song because he essentially really like gave me the song, right? And you know what's crazy? I was just like thinking to myself, like saying around that time, like what song I'm about to put out next. I really didn't know what song I was about to drop. And then like literally like probably the day before I was thinking like what song am I about to put out? What song I should drop? And then like the next day we eat dinner and Kodak pulled up on the boat and like when I pulled up, he had his camera out, he was just recording everything we were doing. And I was like, shit, play that song. We played the song and like I made a video of us rapping the song, whatever. And I posted it in real time. I just posted it right then and there. I usually don't even do that. I usually just maybe wait to post some shit later or maybe I don't, you know what I'm saying? I posted it in like a swipe over or some shit. I posted the song in real time and then like the next morning I woke up and everybody's like, drop that song right now. Y'all need to drop that song. And I just seen so many Haitian flags and like all the Haitians and all my family members and everybody's like, yo, y'all need to drop this song. And I was like, damn, well, I guess that's the song I'm about to drop. So I hit Kodak. I'm like, yo, bro, we need to shoot this video because this shit is going viral. Everybody's like, drop the song. I'm like, shit, I guess we're gonna drop the song. So we set up a day for a video shoot, right? And shout out to Kodak, bro. He was a real for this. We shot up a day for a video shoot and he hit me back. He's like, yo, bro. He's like, yo, bro, I just came back from, I don't forgot what he said he just came back from. We were supposed to shoot the video that day. He's like, I'm tired of and like, I want to give the best performance for this video because this song really means a lot to me too. So I was like, all right, bet. So he's like, I want to shoot it another day. I was like, damn, we kind of just paid for the production and everything. He's like, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna pay for it for a whole nother day for tomorrow. So he paid, which was very expensive, you know what I'm saying? He paid for the shit, came through, we went to Lil Haiti, like the community came out, everybody came out, like it was crazy. I've never seen no shit like I never seen so many Haitians in one place since I was like living in New York, and my parents used to have like barbecues in our backyard and everybody used to pull up and play music. So since then, I ain't seen so many Haitians in one place. It was just so powerful, you know what I'm saying?
I was there too, bro.
Oh, word, that's fine. Like, it was so powerful, bro. Like, and then you'll see it in the video, we do like a march. We was in Haiti, like, we just marching like a whole group, like the whole street was covered with Haitians walking behind me and Kodak with Haitian flags, and like it was crazy, bro. Like it was fire. It was definitely a moment that I'll never forget. I put my dad in the video, my son is in the video. It was dope.
Hearing you describe it, it sounds like it was potentially one of your greatest or best moments in music in your career.
Yeah. Definitely. Being from Haiti, like my parents were born in Haiti, but being Haitian is like definitely like a huge step in my career. Me and Kodak being like the two biggest Haitians in rap music, collabing on one track. Definitely, bro, definitely like a stamp.
So I want to land a plane here, but what we'll do is, you have the song?
Yeah, his song, right?
All right, so can we play, not now, but I want to end the show like you playing the song for us, because it's dropping like whenever you tell us to drop this video, and that's I guess when it's going to come out. But like before we do that, Kodak cool, right? Like, and the reason why I asked that question, because I think we all appreciate Kodak. We all love Kodak, right? And we want to see him win. But it seems like he struggles sometimes online, or from what we see online, is he okay?
From when I was with him, school was fine. I feel like people just look at him on the internet and don't know him personally, you feel what I'm saying? And they just come to assumptions of whatever they think and just say how they feel. And everybody has their opinions on what they think he's going through, you feel what I'm saying? But when I was with him, bro, he's cool. Like, he was at the video shoot, we was having a great time.
Right. Because like some of those videos that come out, it's like, you know, the internet can make it look like whatever.
Yeah.
But it does look like he may be dealing with something.
Yeah.
Right. And we earlier in the show we talked about Famous Dex from, you know, drugs, and some of this stuff is public with Kodak. You know, sometimes he's clean, sometimes he's not clean. But seeing like the last video of him sitting in the streets eating food and then people shooting at, I'm like, what's going on? I don't know if it's trolling. I don't know if it's just him being himself, because his personality is, he has his own personality, his own way, but you know, the internet makes it seem like he may be struggling.
I feel like it's just Kodak, just being Kodak, bro. Like, to be honest with you, he just vibing, he just doing him. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody, like I said, everybody can have their own opinion of what they think he going through, but like, I feel like he vocally says it, like, said, I'm tripping, I'm not tripping, I'm just chilling, you feel what I'm saying? And y'all think I'm tripping, so like, although the internet is a wild place.
Right. All right, so before we play this song, or you play this song for us, we'd love to hear it. You have a project that you're working on that will drop in the next couple of months. I mean, what can you tell us about that?
Man, yeah, my next album, I'm excited, bro. We've just been working, locked in. I kind of like brought in people from all over the world, you know what I'm saying, different cultures, to collaborate with me on one album. So it's kind of different for me, and I think it's like the first album done like this. So I'm excited for it, bro.
Do you have a lane? Do you have a genre?
A genre? No. Like me, I would honestly say, like, my goal is to be like one of the biggest artists in music. Like, I don't want to just put myself in a box as a rapper or hip hop artist. I just want to be like the biggest, just all over the country, all over the world.
So I mean, I peep you gonna be working like with some Spanish artists as well.
Yeah.
Is that a little Miami or like or it's just
just global, bro. Just, and you know, it's like it was not even forced. It's just like over the years, just working with different artists all over the world, and artists that I like, you know. And my DJ is Dominican, so he's always putting me on new music, culturally, from DR and Mexico and Colombia, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, I just feel like that's what I vibe to. Like, I listen to all different type of music, so that's the type of shit I'm on.
Yeah. In sports, we talk about comps, right? When a receiver, quarterback get drafted, they say, "Oh, we compare them to a Peyton Manning or Brandon to, you know, Terrell Owens because of 6'5", 230, runs like this or whatever." What's your comp in music? Like, when you look out the landscape, it's like, yeah, I'm really inspired. Like, there's a lot, we pull inspiration. I want to be very specific here. We pull inspiration from so many people, but is there an artist or two you're like, I like how they riding that wave right now? That's it.
Man, I would have to say, bro, it's a lot of artists that I like.
No, don't give me that. Don't give me that.
No, I'm getting to it. There's a lot of artists that I like from all over, bro. But honestly, I would have to say, bro, Kendrick is killing the shit right now. Like,
yeah.
And people's gonna be like, oh, you saying it because of the beat for the song. I just feel like bro's in his own lane, and like the music he's making, and some people would say, oh, like it's like LA music, but I feel like the shit is like hidden for all over the world. You feel what I'm saying? Like and you know what's crazy is it's been like that for me for a while. Like Kendrick has always been an artist that I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like he knows exactly what his sound is and exactly his audience, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and this is really flowers to you, bro. You know, when I'm challenging you, when I'm like, don't give me that, is because I still put Kendrick in hip hop. You know, with you, when I think about like the comms, like you're talking about this next album, this next project you're gonna put out, it's like you don't stay in one thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can't, is it, you know, New York,
You know
is
what's
it
crazy
Atlanta?
too?
You know, now you're talking about artists from around the world, whether it's Afro beats, reggaeton, et cetera, et cetera. It's
Yo.
like you keep bouncing. You're not just staying in one lane.
When I think about another, like I was just saying, thinking about my homie told me the other day, when I'm thinking about another artist that has been able to do shit like that, is Drake. You feel what I'm saying? He's been able to do songs with people all over the world, like different genres. He done did songs with all these people, like, so that's another, like, you gotta give it to him for real.
There you go. Hey, listen, this is I Am Athlete sitting here at House of Athletes Studios. Super proud of my team. You know, so first and foremost, I just want to shout out my team for putting us in position to have these type of conversations, and even the stuff that we did before. And this is behind the scenes, peeling back the curtains, but being able to bring in some of my favorite athletes and artists, people that I admire, that I'm inspired by, and telling their story in a cool way. And so I want to shout out my team there. And then also shout out to the fans. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate you guys liking. I appreciate you guys commenting. I appreciate your feedback on like, yo, we don't like this. We don't rock with that because that makes us better. And so this means a lot to me because I only want to do real stuff. You know, like I learn from you guys. I pay attention because I feel like if I can bring your world into the podcasting space, right? When we talk about branding, we talk about finding our lane, our niches, then that gives me my differentiator, my separation. Like to me, this is art. Telling your story the way I tell the story, that's art, right? And I feel like you can only stay real and authentic when you do it with people that you truly admire.
Exactly.
That truly inspires you, bro. And you know, I appreciate you so much, man. Your journey, your process, yeah, for sure. So that's I Am Athlete, and then also make sure that y'all go to all of our channels because we're going to preview this new single with Kodak.
Scared. Shout out to the chef.
Yeah, Chef Mel.
Well, my life was so for real. Family on the slow for real. Had me doing dirt. We can't afford to get no soap for real. My mama out here working, still struggling. Ain't no hope for